Hey everyone, my name is Cece and I'm one of the Marine security guards that works at the American Embassy. This is Whole Fitness with Cece and today we're going to talk about lifting weights. What is weightlifting or lifting weights? Weightlifting is the sport of lifting a barbell or dumbbell. There are different types of weightlifting. There's powerlifting, Olympic lifting, and bodybuilding. I'm going to describe to you what each one is. What is powerlifting? Powerlifting is lifting as much weight as you possibly can for one repetition. There's three big lifts when it comes to powerlifting: the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. There are some basic components you want to remember though if you want to practice powerlifting. The first one is coordination. Whenever you're powerlifting, you're not just using one muscle group to lift. For example, for squat, you're using your abs, your back and your shoulders to hold the weight, your legs, and pushing up all the way from your feet. Same thing for deadlift. You're using the strength of your legs to push the weight off the ground, hinging your hips to finish with the workout. To be able to execute that, you need the ability to have strong shoulders, a strong back, strong abs, and of course, strong legs. Another important component when it comes to powerlifting is the range of motion. For each one of the big lifts, bench press, squat, deadlift, there's a specific range of motion you want to execute. The reason for that is because you have a weight that you're carrying, pushing, pulling off the rack, and it's important that you get a very specific range of motion. One of the last important components for powerlifting is the equipment you have. It's very, very important when you start to conduct powerlifting that you have proper equipment. For example, for bench press, it's very important that you have wrist wraps the moment you start to work into heavier weights. For squats and deadlift, it's very important to utilize a belt to keep your core and your back tight while you're conducting the lift. Another type of weightlifting is Olympic lifting. There are two components to weightlifting: the snatch, which is executing by pulling the barbell from the ground to over your head in one motion. Then there's the clean and jerk, which is executed by pulling the barbell from the ground to your shoulders, and then that's the clean portion. And the jerking portion is putting from your shoulders, pushing the weight above your head. Olympic lifting could be very dangerous. If you want to perform Olympic lifting, it's very important that you do a lot of research beforehand and you have the proper equipment. It's important that you work with lightweight first and to perfect your form before moving up in weight. Olympic lifting is one of the few exercises of lifting weights that you're going to be having weight above your head. The last big lift is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding doesn't focus so much on strength, similar to Olympic lifting and powerlifting. Bodybuilding focuses purely on your physical appearance. Whether you do it for competition or you do it for personal gain, bodybuilding has a lot to do with hypertrophy workouts, sometimes strength endurance training, and the amount of calories you intake. There are a few key tips that's important to remember anytime you want to perform lifting weights or weightlifting. Do not ego lift. Ego lifting is trying to pull or push a weight that is way heavier than what your body can handle. Like I mentioned before, having good form and technique is essential for weightlifting. Do not try to put more weight on the barbell if you can't handle it or if you see your form start to deteriorate. Another key tip is proper form. You heard me say it when I talked about powerlifting and Olympic lifting. Proper form is essential. You're not gonna gain the strength that you want to or gain the muscle mass that you want to if you are not conducting your workouts with proper form. Every workout has a specific range of motion and coordination that you wanna have. It's important to do research beforehand when you are conducting these exercises and videotaping yourself to make sure that you're conducting the exercises right. If you don't have the capabilities to record yourself, ask a buddy to help you that's knowledgeable on the specific lift that you want to do. The last key tip, which is one of the most important tips when it comes to fitness, exercising, if you want to power lift, body lift, do high intensity training, is rest and recovery. It's not healthy to lift every single day. The reason why is because your body's not getting the proper rest that it needs. When it comes to lifting weights, cardio, any type of exercise, you work out, but the recovery portion is one of the most important portions of fitness. Now I'm gonna demonstrate how to do a bench press, a squat, and a deadlift. I will not be performing Olympic lifting. That is one of the weightlifting exercises that I am not skilled in. I don't risk injury of myself, so I will not be performing that for you guys. But please look up some videos if you're interested in Olympic lifting. So now I'm gonna demonstrate a deadlift. There are two types of ways to perform a deadlift. There's a conventional deadlift where your feet are shoulder width apart, or a sumo deadlift where your feet are spread a lot more wider. For the purpose of this video, I'll be performing a conventional deadlift. Just remember, the range of motion is the same for both of those. So ensure you have a good grip on the bar, and there's two ways to grip the bar. You can have both hands facing the same way, or reverse grip, where one hand is facing the other way. So the concept of a deadlift is to push off the ground and then finish with a pulling or hinging motion of your hips. Ensure when you're ready to execute the exercise that you do not have your hips drop down too low, but you also don't have them too high. If you have them too high, you won't be able to properly push off the ground the way you need to. First range of motion, like I said, pushing off the ground. Then once it gets past your knees, almost to your hips, you're gonna use your hips and hinge them forward to finish the exercise. The key thing to whenever you're deadlifting is do not curve your back. Curving your back can cause risk of injury. Another key thing is keeping your shoulder blades engaged. The next workout I'm going to demonstrate for you is a squat. It's very important before you squat that you set the bar properly on your shoulders. This is essential for when you do the full range of motion. Here you can see that I have my shoulder blades tightened and the bar is resting properly on them. Unrack the bar, take a couple steps back, and be ready to perform your squat. Before you perform your squat, you want to tighten your abs as much as possible. Take a deep breath in and then squat down, keeping your back as straight as possible and your chest up. Once you get to a 90-degree angle or a little bit past, you push up, utilizing the strength in your legs to get back to the point of when you first started the movement. Big thing to remember when it comes to squatting and also deadlifting is your breath control. What you want to do while you're going down is inhale, hold, and then as you're going up, you're exhaling. If you probably see, if you look at my abs and my chest, you can see when I inhaled and as I exhaled coming up. When you're performing multiple repetitions of squats and deadlifts, your breath control becomes more and more important. The next workout I'm going to demonstrate is the bench press. Everyone has different preferences whenever they are performing a bench press. I personally like to have my hands on the bar past shoulder width. When you are ready, unrack the bar. You're going to slowly bring the bar down to your chest and then explode up. It's very easy as you're going down in this exercise to have the bar uneven. But the goal is to have it as even and balanced as possible. And then when you explode up, you're using your chest, shoulder, and back muscles to push the weight up. Again, breath control is very important here. Inhale, down to your chest, exhale. The speed of when you conduct this exercise is also really important. If you go too slow, you're keeping a lot of weight under tension for a long period of time. If you go too fast, your form will not be properly executed. It's important to have a good tempo when performing this exercise. Now that I talked about the different exercises of weightlifting, I'm going to talk about high intensity interval training, or what we like to refer to HIIT.